describe your relationship with the defendant while you were growing up?
We grew up together, but we weren't. I did a lot of moving around, and so he mostly grew up with my mother and aunts and stuff.
Is your relationship okay between the two of you as you grew up?
As we grew up, yes, but we weren't always together.
Did you become closer with him as you grew older?
Yeah.
Can you describe that a little bit, please?
As we got older, I became more settled, and he became more settled. We reunited and definitely spent a lot more time together. Well, mostly through phone and Texas, yeah.
All right, that's where I was going next. As you got closer, did you generally communicate via electronic devices?
Yes.
Did you get to see him often?
Not often.
What is the age difference between the two of you?
2 years.
Is he older or younger than you?
Younger.
Now, directing your attention back to the latter part of 2018, would you describe your relationship with your brother, the defendant, as close at that time?
Yes.
Were you talking routinely?
Yes.
Were you texting with each other routinely?
Yes.
If the records show you and your brother talked and/or texted some 200 plus times on your devices in December, would you agree with that?
Yes.
Would you consider yourself close as brothers could be in December?
Yes, definitely.
Of 2018?
Yes.
Would you say you spoke almost every single day?
Just about, yes, every day.
Did he share with you any details about his job at Ace Pick-A-Part at that time?
Yes.
Did he just give you sort of a description of what he did for a living there?
Yes, but he transitioned from multiple jobs, so we always talk about how fast he would climb up the ranks in the job, so yeah.
At different jobs?
At different jobs.
Did he ever show any video of himself on Facebook or anything like that with you, with him while working at Ace Pick-A-Part?
No, not on social media. We would FaceTime.
All right, even on FaceTime?
Yeah, we would FaceTime while he's like doing his duties at the job.
Did you guys engage in communication during this the FaceTime?
Yeah, we could say that, yeah.
All right. Now, sir, are you good with dates?
Depends, yeah.
All right. I want to direct your attention back to December 19, 2018, leading over to December 20 of 2018. Do you recall, just sitting here now, what day you spoke with your brother about what we're here to testify now about?
I remember speaking to him in that time.
Which day?
Which day? Not so much, but I know between those 2 days, yes.
All right. If your phone records that this jury has seen reflects that you either called him or he called you on 4 occasions on December 20, 2018, would you agree with that?
Yes, I would agree with that.
Now, in December 19, 2018, or December 20, 2018, were you in New York City at that time?
Yes.
When you had these conversations with your brother, were you at work or were you at home or elsewhere?
I was at home at the time.
On December 20, 2018, when the first call was made, best you could recall, who called whom?
I don't recall who called who.
Fair enough. Did you first speak with him on that particular day? And if so, will you first describe his demeanor, how he was acting on the phone?
When we spoke, his after normal greetings, his demeanor was a little off. It was kind of like he was nervous or a little panicky about something.
All right. Have you heard your brother sound panicky to you on previous occasions?
No.
Did it surprise you how he was acting?
Yeah, always very confident.
Did he appear to be concerned when he was talking to you?
Yeah. More of a concern, yeah.
Was the tone of his voice different?
Yes.
Was he making sense, or was he more talking to you in a rambling manner?
It was more, I wouldn't say rambling. It was more like, I need to do something. There's something I need to do.
All right, we'll talk to you about what he said in a moment. Is there anything else that you could describe about his demeanor or how he was sounding on your phone calls?
No, just he was worried, just concerned, yeah, that's it.
Worried and concerned?
Yeah.
All right, now would you now explain to the jury what did he first start telling you about that took you by surprise, sir?
The first initial conversation that we had, I don't recall. After that, getting closer to what was his worry, he was more concerned about what is he going to do with the young lady in question, that she might be pregnant, and what is he going to do? He doesn't want to ruin his family and mess up what he has already going on.
All right. Did he, in fact, tell you she was pregnant?
Yes.
Did he tell you who she was to him?
Yeah, his wife's niece.
Did he use her name to you?
Not that I could recall. It's mostly in that term.
When he told you that she was pregnant,
After a short break, we will get you back into court in the pregnant niece murder trial, where the defendant's brother is still on the stand. Key testimony in this case. Stay tuned.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, diving deeper into the Delphi murders as the alleged killer awaits trial. New developments have shed light on the investigation. We'll break down what's been uncovered and what to expect next. Plus, an Ohio woman claimed insanity when she stabbed her own mother to death. Now a jury has decided her fate. We have reaction to today's verdict and a look ahead to what's next for Sidney Powell.
Closing Arguments tonight at 8/7 Central, only on Court TV.
Before we head back into court, let's bring in former prosecutor Tommy Pope. Tommy, I'm so glad to have you on, not only as a former prosecutor, but with SLED. And here's what I'm surprised by the man's demeanor. This is the brother Joseph, and we know that allegedly the defendant told him what he did, and we're going to get that as the crux of the case here. But his demeanor is very different than I expected. He's very calm and relaxed and a little soft-spoken. I find him very credible at this point.
It's ironic you said that. I always joke and say, y'all don't need me, because you just nailed it, Judge. I thought his demeanor is very presentable. You know, again, you're going to ultimately hear he's a felon. You know, you're ultimately hear whether he was offered something. You know, there'll be a cross-examination, but the way he's presenting himself now is solid. And, you know, as a juror, I would be sitting thinking, you know, he seems to have a good relationship with his brother. They seem to be together. You know, why is he even testify? You know, and so, but I mean, he seems, as you said, his demeanor is solid and seems credible at this point.
Yeah, and we heard from the defendant's ex-wife when she took the stand that they were very close.
Yes.
And she justified the fact that they both called each other all the time. His brother wasn't picking up sometimes, but clear that they were close. So my question to you is, did the prosecution hurt their case by calling those two inmates? I mean, they've got this guy who's going to testify. Why bother with the inmates? You even put more space between the wife and this guy, and you put those guys up, which I think they basically washed out. But could it have hurt the prosecution's case?
About 10 or 15 minutes ago, a wise man told me a thing about pepper.
It's too much pepper. Too much pepper.
Yeah, and you know, and I think, you know, it's the old gilding the lily thing. You know, you're always worried, you know, if you've been before a jury, what's going to resonate with them, what's not. But it seems like, from the part that I've observed with you guys, that if you're going to use jailhouse informants, you could have gotten in and gotten out. You know, put it as tight as you could could, for what it's worth. I know you were looking at the transcript, and it kind of, it was an admission by omission, I guess, or by not denying it. And so, again, we got to see how this brother comes in for a landing after cross-examination, but it seems pretty solid there. And, maybe, again, that's why they're leaving it, here till the latter part of the trial.
Yeah, and I believe he might even be their last witness. All right, Tommy, stand by. I want to get folks back inside the courtroom. The defendant's brother is still on the stand.
He said that he needs to, she's pregnant, and what is he gonna do? And then outside of that, there was no conversation at that particular moment about what is he gonna do.
All right, did the conversation end shortly after he expressed that to you?
Yeah, at some point in time, we had another conversation where I started questioning him a little bit more about what he was gonna do, or what he did or didn't do, and
So just so we're clear, let me stop you there. Was this next phone call on the same day?
Same day. I don't know if in the order of the calls for the conversation, and after we had a small conversation, he then said that he already handled the situation. He already took care of it.
Were those his words, he took care of it?
Yeah, he took care of it.
All right, sir, now tell this jury what he told you with respect to how he took care of the situation.
In another conversation, same day, he then said that he took the young lady and he had her sitting in a vehicle. He picked her up. He had her sitting in a vehicle, waiting. He tried to strangle her. It didn't work out. He couldn't stomach it. And so then he later went, shot her in the chest, and then he proceeded to discard the body by taking the body and putting it transporting it into a dumpster and destroying the vehicle.
Mr. Quiles, did he tell you where first he had the niece in the car? Where was he?
So in the conversation, I said, it's unrealistic that you would choke a girl, have her sitting in a car waiting, and she's just sitting there. And he then said, no, but she is. And he then said that, he had her sitting waiting in the back of his job, at the back of the place where there's nobody really goes there. It's just cars sitting back there. And so she's just waiting. Yeah, she's just waiting.
All right. Did he say the area that she was sitting was in the back of his current job at Ace Pickup Park?
Yeah, there was a certain part that they just had like vehicles just sitting there, and they would take them to get dismantled or crushed, and no one really goes back there. You would need like a permission to go back there.
When he said he strangled her, did he say that was inside the car or outside the car? If you can recall.
No, it was definitely in the car. What car? I don't know.
All right. Did he say where he shot her? Was that inside the car or outside?
Same answer. Yeah, it's in the car, but I don't know if it's in the car that he brought her to or the car that was sitting there.
Did he say where he shot her on her person?
Her chest.
Did he tell you how he was able to get her and or encourage her to come to his job? What, if anything, did he tell her to get her there?
Just a process of like explaining to her that they were gonna run away together. They were gonna be together.
He told you he was telling her that they were going to run away together.
Yes, them two.
And that they would be together as a
They would
couple.
be together, yes.
What specifically did he tell you, if he did, to her body after she had passed? Did he tell you what he did with her?
Yeah, he said he wrapped her up in carpet and then transported her.
Did he transport her to where?
The dumpster.
The dumpster at his work?
Yes, at Ace Pickup Park, yes.
Did he say how he was able to transport her wrapped in carpet to that dumpster? Did he tell you that
Yeah.
detail?
Yeah, he used one of the machineries.
What, if anything, did he tell you that he knew about that particular dumpster and how long it would be there?
Well, that was a conversation that we had. How would you just leave her sitting there, you know? And he said, no, the dumpster gets picked up today. Well, he gets picked up. And so this is going to be one of the days that it gets picked up because it's full.